non-immigrant people of this land. Our rights are inalienable, protected, guaranteed, and secured by the state constitution, the Constitution of the United States of America, international treaties, and private and public international law.
I know today we can reach a new objective, come together for a good cause and share the same perspective. Staring at a face with 12 numbers in 2 hands. Now is the time that I tell you where I stand. Most of you don't see the forest for the trees, hurt by the harsh reality. Now I gotta leave, we should have no need except the last reprieve.
Welcome to Moorish American, One Supreme Issue. I am Sheikess Diana L. And in the studio today I have 2 guests. National Grand Sheik, Kenu, Omar Islam, Grand Sheik. And also Sheik Laville, Islam, Grand Sheik. Thank you all for joining us today. I have a speech at the end of time written by Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I'd like to read an excerpt from it. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear and see. Grand Sheik, we're clear about the Republican form of government being set up by our people, by the people, for the people. Let's talk about what occurred to that Republican form of government. In school, I can remember hearing, I can hear it today, 9 years of I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands. And then let's not forget the song, Oh Say Can You See, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right.
Whatever happened, Grand Sheik, to that Republican form of government?
Well, when the people were dumbed down to who they were and the significance of their authority as a government, a democracy was produced, an illusion to make them think this represented the people, where those who were in power began to use the public as subjects for their idle ideas. So the republic, which represents the people, which represents the pristine beauty of freedom, became an illusion.
Islam. Sheik Laville, would you like to add anything to that? I agree.
First, I rise giving praises to Allah, the governor, cherisher, sustainer, ruler of the world. I'd like to give hail and honors to the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, who came in these last days, bringing us our nationality, kicking over the tombstones of Negro, black, and color, and standing us up on a perpendicular square. Islam, in fact, we were the United States Constitution, which the Prophet Noble Jew Ali refers to as one of the greatest documents of all time. In Article 6, Section 4, it makes a reference and guarantees a republic form of government, which is basically, like you said before, a government by the people and for the people, not set up as some elitist form or elitist entity where those who would be the servants of the people are deemed to be the masters and they rule over the people instead of serving the people.
That's right.
Islam.
Islam.
We understand money don't make the man. It is free national standards and power that make a man and a nation. The wealth of all national governments, gold, silver, and commerce belongs to the people and the people alone. Which brings me to my next question. Sheik, should the USA be put on trial for the media block imposed against Moorish Americans and denying Moorish children their right to their nationality, which is a violation of international law? Now, and I'd like to add something to that as well, because the Prophet talked about that free national name. He stated, through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of the earth that are recognized by said national government in which they live. He talked about the 14th and 15th Amendment, Grand Sheik, being brought by the North and the South in unit, placing the Southerner which was at that, now I want to get this right, because these are the prophet's words, so I want to read them verbatim so that we don't make no mistakes. The prophet said, through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of the earth that are recognized by said national governments in which they live. The 14th and 15th Amendments brought the North and South in unit, placing the Southerner, which was at that time without power, with the constitutional body of power. Now, once again, should the USA be put on trial for that international law that's being broken and the children not being revealed their true identity?
Well, first of all, it is our responsibility to see to it that our nationality is represented to the fullest, because every nation is supposed to worship at their own vine and fig tree. I'm sure that the United States government bears some responsibility, but the burden ultimately falls on us.
Yes.
Islam.
Yes, Islam, right. We do have schools. And because of the schools, Grand Sheik, that we have, and our children are predominantly in the schools that are being controlled by the government today, I'd like to pose that same question to you, Grand Sheik.
Islam, praise and honor to his prophet. I'm in conjunction with the Sheik Mo. First of all, the Moors dropped the ball after our prophet went behind the veil. It was solely upon us to take the Moorish Science Temple of America and create a school that would compensate for what the Asiatics wasn't being taught in public schools. We didn't do that. The European, according to the 14th, 15th Amendment, is a granted privilege. We don't need that implication, because according to 1776, everybody's free and has unalienable rights. However, the Europeans is subject to his own problems. We are a nation within a nation. It is time for the Moors to stand upright, independent, and fearless, and take their place in the affairs of men as a nation. I want to say one thing. That does not mean that the Europeans are not a conspirator to hide the birthright of the Moors, because the prophet in the divine warning to the nation, he asked everybody to get up under their own vine and fig tree from a free national standard.
Absolutely. So, Grand Sheik, are you saying that the responsibility shouldn't fall upon the government, since our children are presently now in their schools?
We are our own government, and we should come together and do what the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali instructs us to do, to take our place in the affairs of men as a nation, and to not amalgamate or straight after the gods of Europe and who we know nothing of. His job is to support, as any other nation that's civilized, any other nation, to help them back into the constitutional fold of government. That's the only thing that we can direct toward the European or any other nation.
I agree. So at this point, our focus should be mainly on making sure that our schools, and all praises due to Allah, we do have a school that's being built fresh from the ground here in Moorish Mecca. I am so happy. Thank you both. I'd like to talking about that one supreme issue. Speaking of the one supreme issue, the Prophet also spoke about the one supreme issue in the divine warning. I'd like to read a capture. So there isn't but one supreme issue for my people to use to redeem that which was lost, and that is through the above statements. Then the lion and the lamb can lie down together in yonder hills, and neither will be harmed. Because love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice will be reigning out in the land, in this land, in those days. The United States will be one of the greatest civilized and prosperous governments of the world. But if the above principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come. Because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people. And this great sin must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes, diseases, etc. Now, what action must be taken, Grand Sheik, to bring the indigenous people out of this crippled, dependent state that we are presently in? And also, to add to that, the state that allows the corporate industrial complex to flourish off the masses of the people. How does that one supreme issue, Grand Sheik, factor into our economic future as far as securing it?